Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the John Olive Fifth Quarter Show. We're glad you guys could be with us today. By the way, I'm Jim Fuller. I'm sitting in for John Gray today, who is currently under COVID protocols and will be out for this week and probably next week. And spoke with him last night, John Olive, and he was extremely excited and couldn't believe that I'm going to get to work this game today because, as I heard some of the radio announcers saying, as it appeared to me as well, this may be one of the biggest wins we've ever seen as far as your team being dominating last night.
Oh, well, it was a very good performance by our young men. Made a few mistakes, but not a whole lot. We were more athletic than the Lincoln County team. We're bigger than the Lincoln County team, and you knew going into the ball game that how we played would control the outcome of the game more so than Lincoln County controlling the outcome of the game. And from the get-go, our players played well, and I don't know. I think we scored every time we got our hands on the ball in the first half, and sometime in the second quarter when they picked up their first down. Mm-hmm. So it was a dominating performance for the Wildcats. This football team is a good football team, and it has a chance to become a special football team.
We were talking a moment ago that in the past there's been a lot of times where the Wildcats were outmanned because people were a lot bigger than Tullahoma. But this time, two big offensive linemen that go over 300 pounds, and all of them got good size.
Well, all of them are good size, and they're all good football players. We'll give them some due here. Logan Crouch is a junior left tackle, and he's one of those that's 6'5" and just over 300 pounds. And the guy who lines up next to him at guard is Ian Poe, and Ian Poe is 6'4" and just over 300 pounds. The center is JT Taylor. JT's not quite as big, but he's just as strong. And JT's probably 6'1", and he's in the 260 range. And then right guard is the only senior, Tydrell Mitchell. Tydrell's not very tall, but he's a good 270 pounds, and he's leg-wise is the strongest one of the bunch, as he can squat the house. And then at right tackle, we started another junior, Caden Bradford, and Caden is 6'4", and he's probably about 240, 245. And anyway, the five of them are playing outstanding. As we talked earlier, Caden's the only one that starts both ways at both offense and defense, the rest of them. And in our previous games, we've played well in the second half, and I think a lot of that has to do with we have players that are not having to play both ways.
Mm-hmm. And strength has been something you guys have been focusing on for the last several years.
It has.
Training, that's paying off now.
Coy Sis and Whitney Morris are the strength coaches for our school system at the high school. Larry Campbell comes in and works with football, and has worked with some of the other sports as well, but he primarily works around his regular job and comes in, and Larry and Coy have made a big difference. It's nice to have bodies that can get strong. Mm-hmm. That we already had some size to us and so forth, but this is overall the strongest football team that we've had in my 28 years here. And I guess it's probably the biggest as well.
John, of course, played football in high school and college, and probably back in those days your linemen were about 200 or 220, and you were back. And what'd you weigh?
I was a little bitty guy. I mean, I struggled. I remember I got up to 165 pounds for about 3 days of the preseason, and then dropped back into the 150s.
Right.
So anyway, and but the game's changed, but it hadn't changed a whole lot. There's still a lot of 140 and 50 pounders out there playing the game. Mm-hmm. They just don't you stay away from those big linemen. I'm telling you, I watched practice the other day, and I'm sitting there watching Ian Poe wrap around the center coming up on a linebacker, and I thought, that's a scary looking thing.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be that linebacker that was playing at 170 pounds waiting on him.
Right. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back in a moment with today's game.
It's football time in Tennessee, and nobody tackles the competition like the Russell Barnett Automotive family. With 6 locations to serve you, certified collision center, over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from at russellbarnett.com, hometown auto rental, limited lifetime powertrain warranty on certain units, certified pre-owned units. Too many reasons to mention why. Keep asking the question, why buy anywhere else?
As football is a tradition in our community, so is Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. We were here then, we are here now, serving our community for over 45 years. Continue the winning combination, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration for the win. Call 455-8757, the name you can trust.
Serving you as a local firefighter. Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force. Serving Tullahoma. Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
If you're looking for a branding solution, Molly Dixon welcomes you to LogoWare, where your business, school, athletic team, nonprofit, family group, and other organizations can get your logo or message displayed with silk screening up to 10 colors and embroidery up to 15 colors on everything from caps to socks and all the inner and outer wear in between, plus backpacks, luggage, duffel bags, handbags, and purses. All work is done locally, in-house, on nationally branded product from Nike, Eddie Bauer, New Era, Carhartt, North Face, Russell Outdoors, and many more. So simply, why should you entrust the branding of your business or organization to a stranger on the internet when you can spend your money with a local business that offers competitive pricing and local professional service? For the answer to this question, Molly invites you to visit her at LogoWare, 401 South Washington Street, Tullahoma, 931-222-4103. Jeff and Jay Dameron ask you to visit the Dameron Brothers stores, the short stop on the Manchester Highway, and Brothers Local Market on Clement Drive. Both offer great food and beverages, household goods, supplies, BP fuel, and with a courteous staff and clean environment. There is a Brothers Reward program in place at both stores. Brothers Local Market also offers non-ethanol fuel and will soon have a spirit pump where a percentage of the sales will be donated to Ferris School. And don't forget the fresh baked donuts, muffins, and other bakery items. Jeff and Jay invite you to take advantage of and enjoy the products and services at their locally owned stores, where your dollars grow the local economy and support local needs. Short stop on Highway 55, Manchester Highway, Brothers Local Market at the corner of Clement Drive and Old Winchester Highway.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Our captain last night for the coin toss was Tydrell Mitchell, and Tydrell is a senior offensive guard, defensive tackle. And I don't know if we win the toss or lose the toss.
I believe you won it.
But we're going to take the football.
Right.
And you know, I don't know Yep, we did win the toss, and we've taken the ball. Wasn't sure, because sometimes Lincoln County could have won it and deferred,
Right.
and we would have taken the ball. But we had already decided that we wanted to get the football and get this game going, and that's what we do. Kick it off deep there, and Owen Stroop's on a get the return and gets it out beyond the 40. And we're going to open up running Keyshawn Cummings here, junior running back. And good push by that right side of the line, and way to break tackles. And gets 8 yards on the play, so we got a 2nd down and 2. And we're going to hand the ball off right here, and we probably should have thrown it out here to Jacoby. So we'll come back on the next play, because the numbers say that we need to get the ball to the outside here. We will come back and hit Jacoby, and watch the blocking by 3 and 15. Jacob Dixon, and then there's Joe finishing his off, Joe Duncan, and Jacoby outruns the rest of them to the end zone. And so, good way to start the game.
Jacoby might have been the fastest guy on the field last night.
I'm sure he was the fastest on the field. Justice Chadwick in to do the kicking. We don't get it executed this time, and so no PAT. Not sure. I never asked Reagan exactly what happened there, but the snap kind of rolled back there, and I don't know if it drug on the grass or what, but anyway, part of it. We've been doing well up until now on these, and Justice O puts it in the end zone. Now, one of the fascinating things about this game, the best starting position for Lincoln County in the first half is the 20-yard line. They're 80 yards away from scoring in the first half.
Does that have a lot to do with your kicker?
That has everything to do with that kicker, Justice Chadwick. And you see how impactful it is. And there we go, ease up. And Seth Cullum there on the tackle, chasing it down from behind. So 3 and out, forcing them to punt it. They're not going to have enough men on the line of scrimmage, and the young man punting the ball there, really, he hit about a 40 or 45 yarder there, and they do a good job of covering. So we'll make them punt it again and make them run back down the field again, back to back here. And they almost had an illegal formation again. The officials trying to get the young man to move up on the line of scrimmage, and they finally get him up there. And this time he doesn't punt it as well, and we gain about 10 yards on the play as it'll roll dead around the 43-yard line.
Well, punt, roll dead. At the 43-yard line. Ryan Scott is quarterback.
And we've got what we call a 2-by-2 set. We're going to give the ball to Jacob Dixon, and we don't block it correctly, as we ended up with 2 people on one and had nobody on the other.
Sheffield, number 22, is a tailback.
And you can see them discussing it there at the end of that play. Gonna come back right here. We're gonna throw the ball to Brody Melton. Brody takes a little 2-yard pass and picks up about 8 or 9. They call us for a block in the back there, and judgment call. I thought Jacob did a good job of trying to just shield the guy off, but we lose yardage because of the block in the back. We come back, try to hit Brody there, and we're off just a little bit. Got long yardage here that we got to get made up. And we'll run a toss here to Jacoby. Good blocking. Look at 59, JT Taylor downfield. 75, Logan Crouch chasing his man downfield. It's awesome when you see those offensive linemen downfield after people. They can. They're the best offensive line that we've had during my time period. We had kept telling them that we were going to find out if they were as good as the 2010 bunch, but they have exceeded the 2010. We had to order more pancake stickers. We give them stickers for putting people into the ground, and we ran out before we got through the fourth game this year. We've given out
That's
so
great.
many. It is. I've never had a team that could have so many pancakes. Get the ball out there to Jacob with Joe Duncan blocking for him, and picks up the first down, and we're methodically taking the ball right down the field. As Jackson Sheffield had ripped off a run there. Jackson turns it up in there. I thought last night was the best running game that Jackson has had. In fact, I felt like it was really a growing up game for him. I thought he just played really well last night. Jackson Sheffield for the touchdown. We come back here to our Wildcat set. We call it War Eagle, and as that set became famous with Cam Newton down at Auburn running that.
Jacoby wasn't even touched on that one.
No, he was not. And we do it with our best athlete. We don't have a Cam Newton that's 6'6", 240. It's runs a 4.5 40. So, but we put over the years we have put our best athlete there and run that set. It's always been one of my favorite sets. I think it really puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Good play by them.
Pass complete to Miles Smithy. They put a first down.
And so I stand corrected. They did get a first down right there before the second quarter. I really felt earlier that they didn't get a first down to the second quarter. Owen Stroop is going to end that play. Tyreek Nard comes along and finishes him off. And
second and 14.
Now that I'm thinking about this, obviously it was late last night. Quarterback's going to pick up another first down right here, but he is going to get his helmet knocked off. I mean, it was a collision and a half. Landon Fouts, and that's a defensive back coming up and striking him. And we chase the runner out of bounds there, DJ Dillahay. I think DJ at least probably in on 4 or 5 tackles in this first half. They complete a short pass there.
On the reception. At 17.
Had a lineman downfield, and then the quarterback fumbles the ball there, and the 2 defensive ends meet at the quarterback after Jalen Newsome was there grabbing at his legs, and then Seth Cullum and Tyreek Nard meet Mr. Webb there in the backfield. Justin Scott on the tackle there with DJ. And so we're forcing them to punt again. And again, it's a rather short punt, out of bounds. So we'll take over in good field position.
Good field position most all the first half of it.
Yes. And that's a big part of the game of football. It's amazing how many more points you can score if you don't have to go 80 yards.
Right.
Dan Mullen, the coach at Florida nowadays, first time I ever heard anybody talk about it, Dan Mullen's a walking computer, and he could sit there and spit out, if we get the ball on the right hash at the minus 40-yard line, we have this percentage chance of scoring.
Yeah.
And it was a huge difference from getting the ball at the 20 and getting the ball at the 50. And then it even gets greater if they get it inside the 50. Good hard run there by Jackson.
And Jackson's just a sophomore, but you don't hesitate to put him in the lineup, do you?
No, he's ready to play. And, and we've been at years where we've had to play a lot of sophomores. We've even played 4 or 5 freshmen in any given year. But we look a lot like Lincoln County, young,
right,
inexperienced, and you know, it's nice having one of those right there. And
Thomas.
they said he got out of bounds there. Not sure, but that's, again, you know, he'll score on this next play. And
Give us to Jacoby Thomas.
He just makes it look easy.
DJ Dillahady.
And we obviously have this game already under control. I know we were talking during the second quarter about coaches coming down out of the press box at halftime and just bringing all the equipment with them and everything so that we didn't have to retrieve it after the game. And you know, one of them says, "You sure you want to do that?" And I said, "Yes, because if they come back and win this game, I'm going to be sick, and you'll probably be either taking me to the hospital or to the morgue because I will have lost it." Tyreek putting pressure on. Here comes the pressure from behind. Ball's thrown, and Landon Fouch beats the receiver to the ball. And again, we get great field position. Lincoln County takes a timeout here.
Quarterback for the Wildcats.
And this football team's been very good at getting good field position by the defense, and then the offense taking advantage of it. Toss the ball to Keyshawn there and can't quite make the corner.
Here was Sioux County.
And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Festivities at halftime.
Leading 21-0 at the end of the first quarter, you got to be feeling pretty good about this game.
We are at this point in time. You know, you're always a little worried about, are we ready to play? This team's very unique. They're very relaxed. I was telling Mr. Quick last night that sometimes you worry in practice that we're so relaxed. I mean, that we're not getting things done that we need to get done. But so far, they do what they're supposed to do. They have a good time. They have fun out there at practice. They get after each other in practice, sometimes physically, but most of the time they come by and you know, they'll chirp in each other's ears or something. And next thing you know, you see somebody take off running and somebody else right behind them to go run them down, and they're trying to get back to their side of the ball. And but they do keep practice interesting, and as long as they can get accomplished, know what they're supposed to be getting prepared for, that's probably the way it ought to be. I think sports is about play, and sometimes we make sports about more than what it's supposed to be in life. There are a lot of other things more important in sports in life, but I sure am glad we're able to play sports. It's fun to watch, and it's fun to be a part of.
Yeah, a lot more fun if you're having fun doing it.
That's correct.
All right, folks, we're going to take a moment to acknowledge our great sponsor. Stay with us. We'll be right back in a moment with second quarter action.
Hey folks, Marty Scott here, Hometown Auto Sales. Been doing business in Tullahoma for 32 years. A lot of you know me. We've had the car lot for about 15 years now. You probably didn't know we've had a body shop for 12 years. Most of the time, friends, family, other car dealers is all that we cater to. Well, now we're going to expand a little bit. We've got a new frame machine, we've got some new equipment. We're going to be opening up for the public to be able to suit your needs the same way as we did through the years. We're over here on 513 East Carroll. So folks, y'all come out and see me. We've got Connor Austell here, will take care of you in the front. Then we got Chris Tinsley over here, take care of you in the back, and I'll do all your frame straightening and anything that you need. So folks, y'all come out and see me. Telephone number is 455-4733. Look forward to serving you. And as always, we give a little special deal to the vets and the seniors. Y'all have a good day.
Since 1917, Builder Supply has been the place to go for all your building materials. It's where the contractors have shopped for years. Builder Supply stock Temco shingles, case knives, DeWalt, Stanley, and Makita tools, Peachtree Southern Rose and Sun windows, Quickset locks, General Shale brick, yellow wood, and pass load nail guns and nails. Experienced salespeople are there to help you find the right products for your job. So when you're ready to build, whether large or small, think Builder Supply, 301 South Atlantic Street in Tullahoma.
Dr. Colin Bills, board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine-trained physician of Tenova Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is on the THS sidelines to support the athletes. When orthopedic care is needed, whether by a student-athlete or a weekend warrior, Dr. Colin Bills is available to you. He's accepting new patients at his Jackson Medical Plaza office just down the street from Tullahoma High School. Special precautions are in place at the hospital and his clinic office to keep you safe from COVID-19. Go Wildcats!
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Wildcats in Lincoln County territory.
All right, we got the ball deep in their territory. We need to finish this drive off. Keyshawn fighting for yardage there. Couldn't really get started, but
Keyshawn's a big guy, isn't he?
He's about 220, and he's got a real quick jump step. And I'll point that out here in just a minute. You'll see that jump step that allows him to be more than just a tank rolling through there. As we pick up the first down, and this is it right here. See that jump step where he jumped out to the next hole? That's what makes him unique. And he's done that 4 or 5 times this year where he starts in one hole and then he jump steps to the next hole as that one's closing on him.
Plus, late in the game, you might be reluctant to hit him as big as he is.
He is a load coming. He gets those shoulders down and going forward, he has a tendency to fall forward. We don't get it to the end zone, but look where they take over the ball. 12-yard line. I'm telling you, the 20 is the best start that they had, and that's a long field in the game of football. And now they're 92 yards away. And there's a whole host of Wildcats there. Garrett Harris, I think, may have been the first one that hit him. And good run by the quarterback, because Seth Cullum doesn't miss very often. But quarterback's name is Webb, and he's an outstanding football player. He's fast. He didn't hurt us as badly last night as he hurt a lot of others this year, but he's fast and he's tough. You can see right there, tough runner. And Tyreek Nard hits him hard enough that it knocks him down. And both those two defensive ends are so cat quick, and it's hard to prepare for them.
You mentioned Nard. Didn't he win some sort of academic award?
He did for the Great American Rivalry Series. He won a $500 scholarship. So wherever he goes to school next year, he'll get $500 sent to that school by the Great American Rivalries people. He's a fine young man. Tyrell Mitchell on the tackle there. As they've got probably their best drive of the game going right here. They're not going to score off this drive, but it's the best drive. He actually wanted to pull that one down and take off with it, but both our defensive tackles had stayed in their lane and had kind of built a picket fence there, and so he's not able to. We don't wrap up right there, and Justin Scott runs him down. And 41's got pretty good speed, but this time we'll wrap up. This time they throw it out here to 28, and Owen Stroop makes the tackle for a loss.
He's a tough kid too, isn't he?
He is. And getting bigger. That's what he pointed out to me when he walked by me in practice this week. This is Coach. I believe I might be a little taller than you now. So we got them going backwards finally. They had 3 first downs in a row, and we got them going backwards. Got pressure on him. He does a good job of finding somebody, but Will Parton made the tackle, and they penalized us there for a late hit on Caden Tucker. And if it was on my sideline, I'd have been not saying anything, and yes, if it had been one of theirs hitting ours, I'd been yelling. That's the way it goes. So anyway, we hold them on 4th down there, and so we get the ball back, and there's about 4 minutes to go in the half. Jackson Sheffield rips off another good run.
Sheffield trying to squirm it.
We don't throw a sprint out here. Now, if you're watching this later on, we get called for having a lineman downfield. It's because he has killed his player, and he's just following that player as he drives him down the field.
Yeah.
You know, and it's something we'll learn from, but it's still, you know, you have a hard time getting after him because he's blocking the defensive end. It's just he's pushed that defensive end and then pancaked him into the ground about 4 or 5 yards past
That's
the
kind of
LOS.
unusual too.
Yes. So anyway, it is what it is. Great blocking here by our 2 wideouts, Jacob Dixon, Joe Duncan, and Brody Melton takes a little old bitty pass and turns it into about a 30-yard gain. And that's when you know you got a pretty good football team. When you can take short things that should make 3 to 5 yards and you're making 25 to 30 on them. Because they'll block for each other, and we are running the ball very determined here. Ryan's on takeoff, and we thought we had us a touchdown here, but we get called for holding, and good call. I mean, you know, it happens, and so we get a 12-yard penalty, and so we'll line up and go again. Come back, we're gonna hit Joe Duncan out here, and Joe's on break a tackle. Everybody's breaking tackles. I think that's the evidence of the strength program that Coy Sis and Larry Campbell have going for us. And Coach Morris, I can't leave out Coach Morris. She's in there with our players sometimes, taking them through it. And there's Keyshawn driving, and now this is our lineman's favorite set. We call this the Tank Life set, and you can see it's nothing but big bodies on the field. The vast majority of them are wearing ineligible numbers, and they have a lot of fun running this. But you watch the white shirts push the blue shirts, and
he takes it in for the tell-off.
We have run that set 4 times now. We've scored 3 out of the 4.
I bet that is a lot of fun for them.
It is. They when we call Tank Life out, you see, I mean, you got Jalen Newsom lining up in the backfield with number 77 on. But it's nothing but, there's a couple of skill numbers on there. Tyreek Nard, who plays defensive end. Hunter Parks, who does play in the backfield some. But Hunter's more of a go knock your head off guy. And so he's on there because of his blocking, and then Keyshawn's a 220-pound running back that's carrying the ball, and you know, we've got the game completely in control. They fumble it right there. We put our second team offense in right here. DJ Dillahaye's at quarterback. We're gonna hand the ball off, and Jackson Sheffield's gonna run it in, and he scores from 8 yards out. And so we're in the last minute 5 of the quarter, we've scored 21 points. We hadn't got to 21 yet, but we're getting ready to get the 21st points. As we're now up 42-0, and we're getting ready to kick off. And to be honest with you, I'm putting my headsets up and talking with our offensive line coaches, Mo Torres and Tim Lemon, and telling them from here on we need to be subbing and getting everybody into the game that are linemen. And so I missed this play right here, and then the very next play. Next thing I know, people are screaming and yelling. It's because number 9 has picked up the fumble, and then he runs it to the end zone. Gets a little excited right here. I mean, that's a young man that I don't know if he's ever touched a football.
Right. And
he's only played football for 2 years. And so we get a 15-yard penalty. The half is over. We're up 49-0, and when we come back, we'll have to kick off from the 25-yard line. And, you know, we'll give a pass to Seth on this one. We'll, you know, next one, can't do that. You cost us.
Right.
Then you want to pay your teammates at practice with some sleds. But I was happy for the young man, and he wasn't trying to be spiteful or anything else. He was just excited, and
you can imagine why he might be excited when you finally get the football.
Yeah. So anyway, glad for Seth to get him a touchdown there, and Seth started playing for us last year, and has come a million miles. He works really hard, and if we had not had the virus, he'd be a really strong young man.
Mm-hmm.
He was just so much further behind everybody else, but he's getting strong. He's getting there.
All right, we're going to take a moment to acknowledge our sponsor. Stay with us. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Go nuts. Tasty. Donuts. Donuts.
Daddy Billy's Deli Bar and Grill has been open at 119 Northwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma for over 40 years, serving up good times and great food. The inside is now a non-smoking facility and had a great outdoor patio area with a covered stage, a fire pit, and a second bar where smoking is allowed. The food remains great at Daddy Billy's, from burgers to paninis, salads, wings, with new items being added all the time. Great sides from onion straws, flat fried potatoes, and Tullahoma's only corn salad. Music and sports are important at Daddy Billy's with jam night every Wednesday night, bands and players on the weekends, and big screen TVs all over the place to watch sports. Daddy Billy's is now open Monday through Saturday and closed on Sunday. As a non-smoking venue inside, all ages are welcome to enjoy the food and fun at Daddy Billy's. With a great selection of domestic, imported, and local craft beers, a full liquor and wine selection, and the best food around, there is no reason for you not to be part of the good times at Daddy Billy's, 119 Northwest Atlantic Street, downtown Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. John, you got to be feeling good when you're up 49-0 at halftime, because I don't ever remember you guys being up 49-0.
I can't remember being up 49-0. I can remember being up by significant amounts, where we would talk at halftime and tell the starters, you got one series. Start the third quarter. That's it. You're done, regardless of what happens. You're done. And this time, we did tell the defense we were going to start the defense because we were kicking off from our own 25-yard line. We thought they might have it in pretty good field position. Felt like we needed to make sure that we set the tempo for the second half. But we told our first team offense that they were done. That second team offense, that's who we talked with during halftime, going over stuff with them. That's it. And that's the first time in my coaching career that I've ever told a starting bunch that they're already done for the night.
But that's got to be really encouraging for the younger guys, or the guys that don't get on the field all the time.
I hope so. I hope they got to go out and have fun last night, because that's what you want to do, is have fun while you play.
Right. But your second team quarterback looks like he's pretty well capable.
DJ is very capable and does well. He starts for us on the defense. And so we feel very comfortable with DJ if it comes time for him to play.
Yeah, you know, Thomas is probably one of the big stars on the team, and I think he's a senior, but he also plays on defense. So does he play all the time on defense?
Not all the time, and that's because we've had some others step up on the defensive side of the ball. That there's two players that are skill players that started various times last year for us on the defensive side of the ball, and Jacoby's one and Jacob Dixon is the other. And we're not having to play those two guys on the defensive side of the ball. Do they play? Some. But they don't have to play, because others have stepped forward and have played really, really well. And so that's allowed us to go back to only having to play one way and back up on the other side of the ball. And so anyway, that's been a luxury for us. So far, we've been very fortunate with injuries and with the virus. So hopefully we can keep that luxury going throughout this season.
You guys are 6-0 after last night's game. But the previous week, you weren't able to have a game because you had two canceled.
Right. Spring Hill was originally a region opponent. It was supposed to come to us. It was going to be our homecoming. And they had a virus outbreak, not within the football team, but within their school. They shut down the school and they shut down all their athletics. So we replaced Spring Hill with Beach. Beach High School, a 5A school, I think ranked number 4 in the state in 5A football. It was going to be a huge challenge. Our kids were all fired up and excited about going to Beach. And then on Thursday afternoon, Coach Crabtree from Beach calls and says, I've got bad news. We've been shut down by our superintendent football-wise. Not their school, but their football program had been shut down. Is they had 5 or 6 young men test positive. And so at that late date, I didn't go looking, trying to find somebody just to go line up and play.
Right.
I don't think you do that. Now, there are others out there that do. They think you got to go play every week. But I think football is a game that you get prepared to play. And there are certain things that you're going to take away from your opponent. Like, we're going to try to take your top 3 running plays away from you if you're a running team, and top 2 pass plays. Vice versa if you're a throwing team. Make you go to something else and prove that you can execute those things. That's our goal. Offensively, vice versa. Who's the weakest guy in the secondary? Who's the defensive lineman that we want to run? It's 3rd down 2, where we're going to try to run the ball, and those type things. And on a Thursday afternoon, we're not going to turn around and go pick somebody up, and just so we can have a football game. And so it was a good week of practice for us, though, because we were focused. We knew we had a huge challenge in front of us, and our young men were ready to go try to accept that challenge. So I felt like we got better, even though we didn't play last Friday.
Do you ever get second guessed being the head football coach?
I'm sure I do.
I kind of wonder what's Coach Olive doing when you already had a win, when you had that first cancellation, but yet you went out there and scheduled another, not just a nobody, but a tough team to play. What was your thinking there?
What's the verse in the Bible? Iron sharpens iron. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that was the whole thing. We knew that Beach would be the quality type team that we're going to see in the playoffs, that we've got to be able to compete with and hopefully be able to beat in order for us to reach our goals.
Was there ever concern that since you'd had that week off that you hadn't counted on, that maybe you wouldn't be quite as sharp as you needed to be going into
we talked
Lincoln
about
County?
It starting on Wednesday, and a lot of it is because how loose our guys are.
Yeah.
And you have to learn each team. Every team's makeup is different. And, I'll use an example. In 2017, we were getting ready to go up to Nolensville. Now, 2017, we have finally won some ball games after going 0-20 for 2 years. And we've got a pretty good team. And we go to Nolensville, we win that game, we're in the playoffs. That would qualify us regardless of what we do for the rest of the season. And I'm making a big deal of that. I'm fired up. I think, hey, this ought to really make us excited. This is our chance to, after going 0-20 and 15 and 16, we can get to the playoffs. And I put so much pressure on our kids, we couldn't perform. And we got beat rather handily up there on that night. And so that was a mistake by me for not knowing that team well enough. What I thought was exciting, they felt pressure. And so anyway, with this team, I'm telling you, they're a laid-back team. We didn't show up to play every Friday night so far this season, but we have shown up to play at least a half every Friday night this season.
It was obvious pretty quick, though, at Lincoln County that they were ready to play.
They were ready to roll. They were ready to roll, ready to get after them.
Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay with us. We'll be right back in a moment with the second half.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Attention, attention! Tullahoma and surrounding areas? Spinelli's Pizzeria is now open at 121 Northwest Atlantic Street in downtown Tullahoma. They specialize in Philadelphia-style pizzas that you can order by the pie or by the gigantic slice. Spinelli's also has great sandwiches with breads imported from Philly, loaded stromboli, salads, and desserts. They are open from 11 a.m. until 3 a.m. with delivery every day. So stop by Spinelli's and get a slice.
At Minuteman Press, we can handle all of your design, print, and promotional needs. But did you know that we can print on so much more than just paper? We can help you with your outdoor advertising, such as posters and banners, even lawn signs and flags. We'll make sure all of your employees are dressed in custom branded apparel. Promotional items are a great way to keep your name in front of customers and attract new ones. Did you know that 89% of consumers can recall the advertiser of a promotional product they had received over the past 2 years? At Minuteman Press, we have the expertise to handle your entire direct mail campaign. Why direct mail? Because 65% of consumers have made a purchase because of direct mail advertising, and 39% have tried a business for the first time as a result of direct mail. So we will show you the best way to generate results for your marketing and advertising campaigns. At Minuteman Press, we design, print, and promote you. Contact us today to find out how we can help your business.
The choices we make today will impact tomorrow. Choosing natural gas today is the responsible energy choice for your home, your family, and our environment. Almost all natural gas we use is produced right here in North America. And with plentiful gas reserves, we can enjoy a safe and reliable energy future. Natural gas. The comfortable and responsible energy choice for today and tomorrow.
Brought to you by Elk River Public Utility District. Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
We open up second half. Justice kicking from the 25.
24 Triola.
And a great job on coverage here. If I remember right, it's Owen Stroop that made the first contact, and they get it out to the 22-yard line. That's pretty good, kicking off from the other end of the field on the 25. And they start off trying to run the bubble screen there, and we're in pretty good shape. And they're gonna make a good play right here. 41. He turns the corner, and we over pursued. And good job by Lincoln County. That was against our first defense, so good play by them.
It's still going to have a running clock going.
We still have a running clock because the spread is greater than 35 points or 34 points. It's 35 or greater. So anyway, good job by Lincoln County. They came out and made a play there. Jacob Dixon is going to take the kickoff here and almost be able to turn the corner there.
Dixon on a return.
DJ Delahaye at quarterback. Hunter Parks is at running back. And that's the way to keep your legs driving. Picks up the first down.
55.
And Hunter's on run it again there as snap floated just a little bit, and he really kind of caught the snap in there. And otherwise, I think DJ would have kept the ball on that one, and because that's what his read told him to do. Third down and about 10 here. And we hit Reagan Tomlin there. DJ Delahaye to Reagan Tomlin picks up the first down.
That was a nice job by your quarterback there.
It was very good. Good execution. Same play that we missed Brody Melton on in the first half. And Come back, we're trying to run Jackson Hamlin, and they call us for a blindside block there. That's tough. You're going down in there to block somebody, and they call it a blindside though, so we lose some yardage there. DJ picks up about 5. And we're still a long ways away from a first down. DJ's on keep it again. This time he picks up about 10. And I think we got it back to about a 3rd and 10 now, 3rd and 9. And get our feet tripped up there, so 4th down, and we'll punt the ball away.
Is this your first punt of the game at this point?
First punt of the game.
Yeah.
Got a freshman, Ethan Hardgrove, having a hard time saying Hardgrove this morning, is going to punt the ball. And does a great job. 36-yard punt, great coverage. That's Reagan Tomlin down there to make the tackle, the deep snapper. And we let them start again at the 12-yard line. Hit the bubble screen there, and Keyshawn
knocked out of bounds.
Make the tackle.
Take it down in 7. Give this to Davis.
And
he's up over the 20 again.
Good hard run there. Come back, run a bubble screen, and another freshman, Jalen Hill, makes the tackle. And that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. It doesn't take very long with a running clock.
It doesn't, does it?
No.
49-6. You got to feel good about that. We're supposed to talk about some of our great sponsors, one of them being the water sponsor here, and we want to thank Sundrop in Tullahoma for providing water for this show. Appreciate it very much, and also Legacy Creamery.
Legacy Creamery is owned by the Grove family, and the reason it's called Legacy is because all the profit from this gelato and other things that they do goes to the Eli Grove Foundation, which is a foundation put together to try to build an athletic complex here for Tullahoma children to be able to train in, to work on their athletic skills, and big dream that we hope will become a reality over the next 4 or 5 years.
Okay, so we appreciate it very much, folks, if you would patronize those fine people, because they help to make this show possible. We're going to take a commercial break. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment with 4th quarter action.
Since 1889, Traders Bank has been helping our neighbors realize their dreams. Whether our customers are looking to put a roof over their heads, try their hand at entrepreneurship, or see themselves behind the wheel of a shiny new car, the folks at Traders Bank have always been ready to dive in with them. Because at Traders, we lend you more than just money. We lend you our good name. Traders Bank, you're welcome.
The Gondola, located at 412 East Carroll Street, is Tullahoma's oldest pizza, pasta, and steakhouse, featuring all kinds of pizzas, calzones, pastas and steaks, chicken, pork, sandwiches, and seafood. Check out their daily specials on Facebook. And don't forget that on Saturdays there's ribs and smoked Boston butts. Add a great variety of appetizers and desserts, and come on in, y'all. Gondola has it all. For carry-out, call 455-9738. That's the Gondola Steakhouse, located at 412 East Carroll Street in Tullahoma.
Are your teeth dull, chipped, stained, or crooked? If so, call the dental practice of Dr. Mike Long. For a wider, brighter, more attractive smile, Dr. Long offers cosmetic dentistry at its best through whitening, bonding, and veneers. Dr. Long also uses laser technology, eliminating anesthesia and drilling. When you are ready to enhance your smile, call Dr. Mike Long, Family Practice Dentistry for 29 years.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Lincoln County opens up the fourth quarter with the football. They try a speed sweep. We're in pretty good shape right there.
Spears.
And Jackson Hamlin
Move the ball.
makes the stop. And they're going to come back and try to throw it deeper here. And Jackson Sheffield on the coverage, and Colton Proctor putting the heat on the QB. QB is also the punter, and he punts it away, and Malik Grizzard fair catches it. Freshman, another freshman playing. And we've got Connor Parton in at quarterback now, and he keeps it.
11 on the keeper. That is you.
And now Wade Collins is at quarterback, as we're alternating the quarterbacks as they can bring their own play in. And we're going to run the sweep there with Hunter Parks, and he cuts it back against the grain, and great job. Hunter gets a touchdown. And
Parks.
Tickled about that, I bet.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And, you know, if you're watching this replay later on, you'll see that Cam Robinson, backup center, was downfield making the last block. And you know, it's good to see those guys are hustling away, trying to get there. This time Grant Chadwick will do the kicking, and he's another freshman getting to play. And he puts it down to the 5-yard line, and
Pulling on a return.
Jackson Sheffield and Jackson Hamlin. And we've got them inside the 20-yard line.
Back at quarterback Davis at the tailback.
Just tickled to death with our kickoff team. They have done extremely well this year. They try to go deep there, and Jackson Hamlin's got the coverage.
For Greenwood.
These backups are focused, it looks like.
They're doing their job. They're fun to watch right now.
Davis carries the ball up over the...
And that was Brandon Painter playing linebacker there that makes that play. And quarterback's going to make a play here. Good play by him. He gets the ball to a receiver, and then the receiver outruns us to the end zone. Again, good play by Lincoln County. That's the kind of plays that quarterback's made on all the tape that we had on them. Is we had their Marshall County game because of us swapping with Marshall as they had played each other earlier, and then we had their last two games, Franklin County and Columbia. So, but that was our biggest fear, is that's the type of plays that the young man makes.
But you pretty well contained him for most of these.
For the most part. Evan Tomlin, another freshman getting a chance to play, and good return. Gets it out to the 38 or 39-yard line. And I'm not sure what we're running there. We got Lyman running a pass play. They're pass pro, and we're handing the ball off to Adam Owens, and I'm not sure what was called, to be honest with you. Somehow or another, we lost something in the translation there. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I could tell when I'm watching the video that
that didn't look like a play you drew up.
We just didn't. We had two different plays that looked like being run to me. As Adam didn't get any blocking at all. Come back, and I believe this is Brandon. Yes, Brandon Painter running the football there. Good hard run. That's what you like to see. Put the shoulders down, get north and south. Leaves us with about a 4th and 4. And instead of putting a punt team back out there, we'll go for it here. And we don't fumble the football. Just didn't execute real well right there. But
number 8.
you had 2 guys working together there that had not worked together. That was really 2 quarterbacks working there as we were playing Evan at running back, as just trying to give them a chance.
Tucker on the keepers, he takes that cross down.
This will be the last series of the game right here as that clock is ticking fast. Lincoln County has got some backups in as well. Their quarterback is a backup, and they're wanting to score again and try to finish this game on a little bit higher note there. And that's Ethan Hargrove coming in there good and low and making the tackle. And they're going to try a speed sweep, and we're out there. We just couldn't make the tackle on him.
Ball carrier Antonio King. T.D. Tucker is the quarterback.
I believe that was Zane Hoff that made that last tackle from safety. And here comes the quarterback ISO there, and I think it's Painter that makes the play. Yep, Brandon Painter.
Down at the 15.
Eyelids were getting heavy by this time in the game last night when I'm going over this tape. And they're not able to hang on to it, and they're calling their timeouts right here, and they chose to try to kick a field goal on 2nd down, and it's going to be short, and that'll be the last play of the game as they're out of timeouts. And
no good.
So that ends the game. We've gone to Lincoln County, gotten wins before, but never anything like this.
Right. This was definitely a unique game, one that, as I said earlier, you've heard a lot of people say, I don't think I've ever seen a game quite like this, especially when you're leading 49-0 at the half.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I haven't had that before. Maybe been on the other end of it, but there were a couple of times there when we were in those lean years that we got thumped pretty good.
You know, I have to say you guys deserve this, John, because you had some tough years there where you lost 10 games in 2 seasons or a year.
And it changes your perspective because you know what they are going through as well.
Sure.
Now they've won games. They've won 3 games this year. They're 3-3 after last night. But when things are just going bad for you, that no matter what you're trying to do, as you stick your fingers into the holes in the dike, they just keep springing more and more holes. And
right.
So anyway, you know, I'm sure that Coach Rose, who's a new coach there at Lincoln County, that he and his staff, they'll get things turned around. And I'm not talking about maybe this year or whatever, but they just look like a young football team to us when we were preparing for them.
The Wildcats are 6-0 now, John, and we're going into a game with Nolensville this week. What do you expect from Nolensville?
Nolensville got beat last night, which really surprised me. They got beat by Columbia. Not sure, and that's what we talked about as coaches. Until you find out a little bit more, because I'm telling you, if we have 4 players that are starters that we lose because of this virus, either they have it or they get quarantined because they were close to somebody that had it, it just changes. It changes your football team, and so don't know yet. We'll swap tapes sometime this morning with them and try to find out a little bit more, because we watched them play against Lawrence County, and we'll be comparing some numbers. You know, is number so-and-so still out there playing, just to make sure. But anyway, Columbia beat them, and Nolensville's undefeated in our region. Nolensville and us are sitting at the top of the region. The winner of this game is in the driver's seat to be first place in the region, to be the region champion. and huge ball game.
This is an 8-game season, right? 2 more games after.
We got right now 3 more. We got Nolensville, and then we'll take it a week off, and then we go to Lawrenceburg. Giles comes to us, and then we go to Maplewood.
Okay.
The last game of the year. And if we can beat Nolensville, we'll be in the driver's seat. I think it will guarantee us to have a first-round game at home. If we win the game and finish out the year and can continue winning in the playoffs, there's all those things that you just play in your mind. I'm telling you, you sit there and you think about that. You could be undefeated, getting ready to play in the playoffs, and all of a sudden the virus wipes you out and you can't line up and play because your whole team's been quarantined or whatever.
Right.
And, all these nightmares go through your mind. This is obviously a very good football team for us. We thought it had a chance to be, we knew we would be pretty good. We thought, though, we had a chance to be beyond pretty good, to become a special football team, a team that our community would remember for a long time, and still feel that way. You just got that virus out there lurking.
It's that cloud hanging over the program here.
You just worry about it. But anyway, it is what it is. We'll control the things that we can control, and one of the things that we try to get our young men to think about is, social distance, wear a mask when you're out in public, etc. And we're just trying everything we can. I don't know what keeps this virus from striking one person and not striking the other. I've got 2 friends that rode in a vehicle together to a football game. One got it. The other one who rode with him, both there and back, never got it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't understand it. I'm not a medical person, but I don't think a lot of our medical people understand it either.
It's all a lot of this has all been new to us.
So anyway, it is, though. It's a big, huge ball game, and our homecoming has been moved to this Friday night. It's a weird situation for us because our last day of school this coming week is Wednesday, as our 9 weeks come to an end, and our fall break begins on Thursday and Friday, but Friday is going to still be homecoming even though we're on fall break. And then after we play next Friday, we'll give our young men Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off, and then we'll come back in and practice next Thursday afternoon and then the following Friday morning.
Right.
And then let them have the rest of the Friday and Saturday and Sunday off again, and then it's time to get ready to play again, hopefully.
Okay.
That's what we're planning on.
All right, this Friday night at Wilkins Stadium in Tullahoma, does it start at 7? Probably 7, okay. And we hope you'll turn out if you can. Well, I guess there's a little issue of social distancing.
There is. We've got a limit on, but it's a good point to bring up. We've got a limit on how many tickets we can sell, but we are going to sell at the stadium for the first time. This coming Friday night, you will get your tickets at the stadium. We've been pre-selling those first 2 games we held at home. We pre-sold those, sold out against Coffee County. We could possibly sell out before everybody gets in, but just based on what our numbers normally are. You may have to go, if you want a social distance, you may have to go over to the Nolensville side if we get all 1,946 people in. But we do appreciate your support. We'd love to have you there. It makes the environment. For the ones of you that do not feel comfortable in a big public gathering, we are offering the games on TUA's light tube.
Right.
And if not, if you don't have that and you have the ability to watch P-Head on Saturday morning, hopefully we'll be back here next Saturday morning and we'll show you.
And you can also see this show on light tube, TUA light tube.
That's correct.
So, all right. Thank you so much for watching, folks, and we hope to see you again next week. You have a great week.